Gentlemen, start your engines.
Welcome back for more. There are games galore, so put your foot to the floor and drive through the retro door. Welcome back everybody, and welcome back to the second part of this mammoth pickups. So, carrying on from the last episode, like I said, I've been trawling around cash converters just lately and done quite well. Just dropped lucky, I think. A couple of them I've been in. They seem to have had an influx of stuff just before I've got there. Just the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? Managed to grab a few really cheap items. Most of the time you go in there and there's nothing to buy at all. But before we get on to the games, one of my main pickups recently has been this. On my Weetabix this morning, on my shredded wheat, to be able to pick it up. Now, why did I buy this, you might add, or might ask, I should say. Well, this kind of stemmed from a conversation I had with Glen at Galloway Gaming. Great lad. I'll put a link in the description to his channel. Please check him out if you haven't already. I'm sure you have if you're watching me. But yeah, we were talking about this because he'd got one, one that's been modded, and you know, with thousands of games on it, and it's been something I've thought about in the past but never got round to, and got me on the sort of quest to find one again. And I did actually buy one, and it came, but didn't work. So then I had to go through the rigmarole of sending that back, getting my money back, and you know, went on a bit. And then by chance I was watching one of the legendary Gerf Master himself, Gold2th Gaming. I was watching one of his videos, and he happened to talk about a guy he'd bought something off. It was his Dreamcast, I think. Was it his Dreamcast? No, he'd had a modded SATURN, hadn't you? That's what you'd had, son. Off this guy who's got an eBay shop, and it was something I'd not looked at before. And I checked out this guy's eBay shop, and he'd actually got one of these for sale. And being as got the recommendation of, like I say, the Gerf Master himself, I thought, well, I'm going to try this guy next, see if he can sort me out. And so I ordered it, and what an amazing bit of kit this is. One of the best things I've ever bought. You know, it's loaded with emulators for God knows how many systems. But the reason I bought it was for arcade games. Obviously, everybody knows, or most people probably know, how much I love arcade games, and so this was a no-brainer for me. And it's got like hundreds, if not thousands, of arcade games on there to enjoy, and I'm absolutely having the whale of a time with it. Like I say, it's one of the best things I've ever bought. Brilliant. So, cheers, mate. Big thumbs up. Gold2th Gaming. What a legend. Check him out. I'll put the link in the description. And Glen at Galloway Gaming. Both top. Oh, need another shredded wheat. Both top dudes. Right, on to the games. And first of all, we've got a mixed selection again. Just like the last video, we've got PS3, 360, OG Xbox, PS2, PS1, Saturn and Dreamcast again. Right, so Need for Speed Undercover again. Like I say, cash converters. These are all cheap. They're all complete, in decent condition. Not got round to trying that yet. Then this actually was eBay. Dirt Showdown. I wanted to complete the set, and this is the one that gets the worst reputation of all the PS3 ones I bought. And to be honest, this is the one I like best. This is a cracking little game, very arcadey. You know, I know the realistic rally games, they're brilliant, don't get me wrong, but I much prefer this kind of thing. Quick, put on and play, give it a quick blast, good fun, not too stressful. This really surprised me. Good game. Again, this links to my PS4 journey, which started about a month ago. And again, this is linked to something I've got on that. So again, if you want to see PS4 and Xbox pickups, please let me know in the comments, because I've purposely left them out because they're not retro. But please let me know if you're interested in my thoughts and, you know, pickups and experience with the PS4 and Xbox One, since I've got them about a month ago. So yeah, that's a good game in my opinion. Then we've got one other PS3 game, and I can't remember where this one was from. Oh, this was Vintage Gamer. Motorstorm Pacific Rift. I used to have this and sold it at some point. I kept the first one, but not this one. I'm sure you've all played Motorstorm. Not a bad game. And then 360. This was we're back to cash converters now. Dirt 3. I'd already bought the PS3 one, but this was cheap, so I thought I'll buy it, see what it's like, see if it's, you know, see if it's as good or better. Not got round to trying that one yet. Then these two were CEX actually, both cheap. Got this on the Wii and liked it, so I thought, well, it must be better on the 360. Blazing Angels. Very arcadey, flight combat game. Really think it's good on the Wii. Not got round to trying it yet. I'm assuming it should be a lot better. And in the same vein, picked up Blazing Angels 2. This isn't on the Wii as far as I know. So again, I'd imagine this might be better being the sequel. So again, good little arcade flight combat game. Now this one was, I think this was eBay, and this links to the previous pickups video and the PS4 again. So we picked up Flat Out Ultimate Carnage, and this is Flat Out 3 basically. As I said in the previous video, Flat Out 2 really surprised me how good it was. Really loving that game. Not played this one yet. This you'd assume might be even better, but you never know. It might be a stinker. Anybody got any experience with that one? But I will be trying it very soon. So chuffed to get that. Then we're on to OG Xbox, and again we're back to cash converters for these. All dirt cheap. I think they were less than £1 each. And we picked up Moto Gp3. Obviously everybody knows I love racing games, but I'm not that fond of motorbike racing games. I'm a big fan of motorbike racing in general, but I'm not keen on the game versions. However, this one is quite arcadey and easy to play, so this surprised me. It's really quite good. But it's in cracking condition. It's not sealed, but it's even still got the seal on the side. Look. And then they'd also got Moto Gp3. Now this one is more realistic handling, which is what I don't like really. It's nowhere near as easy to play and pick up and play as the second one, so it's good to have, but the second one is the way to go if you like arcade games. Then again, I did have this back in the day. I don't remember ever playing it much, and that's Amped. It's and only on Xbox, this one obviously, but I bought this because, you know, it was the time of SSX and I bought this. and it wasn't the same as SSX, was it? It's more sort of free roaming, I think, from memory. It does say on the front actually freestyle snowboarding, so I never really got on with it. But having said that, I've replayed it since I bought this, and I really think it's quite good. I'm gonna look out for the second one now, and this is another one of these with the seal still on the side. Look, absolute bargain. Then this was all the same cash converters, by the way. Then I picked up Driver 3. Now I've never been into the driver games, and I've tried this, and no, I'm not keen. Didn't come across well to me. Maybe I'm missing something, but I mean the graphics weren't bad, but I don't know, couldn't get on with that. Then this one, again, this surprised me, really good. Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. I wasn't expecting much of it, because I did have another Mortal Kombat game on the Xbox. Can't remember what it was called. I don't know if it was Armageddon. There was another one anyway, which I'd had, and I wasn't keen on. But this one, I thought was really good. More in line with the originals on the 16-bit consoles, I thought. Really like that one. Then this one, I've forgotten how many times I've bought and sold this over the years. It's one of them games I want to like it so much. But every time I buy it and I put it on, I think, it's so disappointing. I've bought it again. I'm not selling it this time because it was like £1 or something. It's only on Xbox game, and it's not something you see very often. And it's Mad Dash Racing. And like I say, I've tried to like this so many times. It's basically a racing game, but you're running. It's kind of like Sonic R, I suppose. But there's something missing. I don't know what it is. I think the courses are a bit complex to navigate, maybe. I don't know. I just can't put my finger on it. I've tried to like it, like I say, and I can't. It's not terrible, but it's just not great either. It's just, it's annoying. I really want to like this so much. Then the last Xbox game, this was from CEX, and I just happened to go in a CEX one day, and somebody must have just traded in a load of Xbox games, because you don't really see that many in there, do you? You know, they've normally got about a dozen in the ones I go in, at the most. But this one I went in and they'd got like 20 or 30 games, so somebody must have just traded their collection in, I'm guessing. And this is one I've never seen before. Up until your friend and mine, Mr. Gold2th Gaming, showed it in his pickups video, I think it was last week. And that is 187 Ride or Die. And not a bad little game, actually. I was quite surprised by it. Wasn't expecting to like it that much. But it's kind of racing combined with combat, really. You drive around trying to finish first, but you can shoot the other cars and destroy them. It's not bad, actually. It's alright. Not brilliant by any means, but considering I didn't know it existed, I was delighted to pick that up. Anybody else played that one? Then, that's all the cash converter stuff now, or CEX. These last ones are eBay and Vintage Gamer. This one's Vintage Gamer. Now this is another one I had. Well, I had a version of this back. I had the PAL version of this back in the day. But I've picked up Maximo. Now this is the American version, and it's called Ghosts to Glory, which from what I can make out is the American version of the original game, which was just called Maximo, I think, in PAL, which is the one I had. The sequel's called something else, I forgot what it is now. But like I say, I had this when it came out on the PS2 on PAL originally. This one's mint. And I, you know, it was at the time where, you know, I really didn't take the 3D sort of adventure platform style games at all to start with. So I soon got rid of it, and I've never played it since. But now, you know, all these years later, and I've kind of got used to 3D platforming games, even though I prefer 2D really. I thought I'd give it another go anyway. When I saw it there, it was really cheap. Anybody got any thoughts on Maximo? Is the second one worth getting? Right, PS2, sorry, PS1. We've only got one of these, and this again, I've had this before and got rid of it, and I've picked up Tekken 2, Japanese obviously. Not mint, but reasonable. I do like the box art of the Japanese PS1 games though. I prefer Japanese art in 95% of the cases, as you're all aware. But I really don't like the PS1 PAL boxes. These Japanese and Americans in the standard CD cases, I much prefer. Right, then we've got another 3 for the SATURN journey I'm currently on, and this is one. I've never had it, but I do remember playing it when it got released. It was not far after launch when the Japanese SATURN came out, and I remember playing it and thinking it at the time it was reasonably good, because it's not the kind of game I'd generally play, and that's Gun Griffin. And the PAL version's called Robotica. I think it's right. Yeah, it's Robotica, I think. Sure it is. But yeah, it's kind of, as I remember, it's kind of a mech sort of combat game, where you're in a mech and you're sort of flying around or walking around, I can't remember, shooting other mechs. And it's like I say, it's not the kind of thing I'd generally go for, but at the time I thought this was good, and I've not played this 25 years. So I saw it cheap and I thought, well, I'm going to give that a go to see if it's as good as I remember. Anybody got any thoughts on that one? Then we've got another one. Now, I've never had this, but I do remember playing it. And we've got Daytona Twinbee, or Poppin' Twinbee, as it's known. It's on the Super Nintendo, isn't it? Poppin' Twinbee. But yeah, this is the SATURN version, obviously, Daytona Twinbee. And not tried this yet. So, yeah, I don't buy that many shooters because I'm bloody shit at them. But I mean, I should practice really, and then I'd get better, wouldn't I? But I'm afraid the driving game always pulls me in first. But I will give it a go. I remember it being really colourful on the SNES, which is why I bought that really, because I do like colourful sort of, you know, arcade experiences really. And then we've got, that was eBay by the way. Then we've got a Vintage Gamer pickup, and the condition on this one's not great really. I perhaps should have left this one where it was, but nevertheless I bought it anyway. This is one I had back in the day and stupidly sold, and it's a good game. And we've got Fighting Vipers. I might upgrade this at some point when I find a better one, because there's some sun fading on it, but I just fancy playing it after all these years it's been since I sold it. And I've always liked the disc on this one. I don't know, it's nice art on the disc. Nice art inside the box as well, for that matter. I mean, that's just so much nicer than the PAL box. But yeah, that's a cracking game. So it was nice to get the set of that one. I also picked up the Dreamcast Fighting Vipers 2. And that's as much as I've got for the SATURN so far. We've got one last one to show you, and this is Japanese Dreamcast. And again, this is one I had back in the day and sold. Can't really remember that much about it now, but I got this from eBay and it's in absolutely lovely condition. And I'm a big fan of the SATURN version, but my memory is that I didn't like this Dreamcast sequel as much as the SATURN original and the arcade original. and it's virtual on Cyber Troopers. And it's got, I'm not sure it'll show up on the camera, but it's a lovely like metallic cover on this. But as I say, my memory is I prefer the Saturn version, which is why I think I sold this in the first place, because I preferred the Saturn. But it's been something I've been looking at getting back for some time, and it's, like I say, it's in lovely condition. But yeah, if you've not played the Saturn version, I thoroughly recommend it. Sort of mech, one-on-one, sort of Virtua Fighter in a bigger arena, and you're in like a robot mech. Cracking game, the Saturn and the arcade. I'm curious to reassess this now after all these 20 years or so. One thing I do want, you can get the dual sticks for the Saturn, well, and for the Dreamcast for that matter. But I really want to pick up the Saturn dual sticks for Virtual On at some point. But yeah, I'm not sure if that's Japanese exclusive on the Dreamcast. I can't place it on the PAL, but I'm not 100% sure. Anybody out there played that one? Interested to hear your thoughts. But there we go, guys. That's the lot. It's dragged on another 20 minutes, I'm afraid. Sorry if it's run on a bit too long. If there's anybody out there still watching after all this time, thanks very much. But that's it for the moment. Got a few pickups waiting to arrive, which obviously will be in the next one. But thanks, crazy gamers. But it's time to go, and given the choice, I choose retro. See you soon.